Disclaimer, if you are triggered by divination, astrology, tarot, and worldly discussions, this channel is not for you. Please enjoy.
Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Wisdom and Light here, and I am back with another trending topic reading. If you are new to this channel, welcome. My name is Bianca, and welcome to Wisdom and Light, where we do readings like this one. We do monthly horoscopes and whatever that's going on in the cosmos. This Mercury retrograde has been keeping me super busy. Shout out to everyone that has booked a session with me. I have switched the readings to email audio because my phone broke, and I am just fulfilling those readings in the order received. So if you booked a reading for this week and even next week, hopefully if I get my phone back in time, then please check your emails. Thank you also to everyone that ordered from my apothecary as well. I still have a few goodies left. And thank you guys so much for showing me so much love and support. I'm so happy to share my magic and my love for tarot and gab with you all. So let's get into this reading, okay? Let's get into this reading. Give this video a thumbs up if you're excited about this topic. You know, this taught me a valuable lesson. And I thought I learned this lesson a long time ago, but this taught me to never judge a book by its cover. Because initially we do judge a book by its cover. We look at the pictures and this cover is not grabbing me. I don't want to buy it. Or I love how this person presents themselves. I want to support them. But then you open the book and you get through the pages and then you're starting to see that, you know, the only thing that was interesting about this book was the cover. So, you know, it's just, this has taught me to never assume anything about anyone. Because you see, you could look at, for example, you look at Future and you assume, yeah, that's Future. He looks like he's going to cheat. He looks like he's going to be a problem. He looks like he has a whole bunch of women in rotation. And you know what? He absolutely does, right? But when I looked at Adam Levine, you know, I would have never assumed that he would do something. But then again, why am I assuming that he wouldn't or would? Like, I should just... It's a lesson that I learned because I had to sit with myself. I was like, I was not expecting this from him. So yes, we're back to looking into white people tea. If you guys don't know, Adam Levine, he was basically having an affair with someone, and he's married to a Victoria's Secret model. I do not know the name of her. I will look that up as I'm shuffling for you guys. But he's married, and he wanted to name the third child that he had with his wife after the mistress that he had. And the mistress came out, she showed the text messages and everything, saying that she was young, she felt used, she felt bamboozled, yada, 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 la, da, 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 da. Okay, so here we are. Adam Levine comes out, he breaks it down, and he says he was going through this during a dark time in his life. It's so funny when men cheat. It was during a dark episode in my life. Was it dark for you? Was it really dark for you? Because when you were in somebody else's cooch, it wasn't dark for you. You were happy as hell, or whatever the case may be. Let me stop. But I hate it when people use those little excuses. Just say you had a moment and you did it because you could. Tell them that it was a dark moment. But you know what? I could be wrong. See, there I go. I have to learn the lesson that I just said that I learned. Okay, let me just get into this reading. But yeah, that was his little apology. I was going through a dark time. That's why I cheated. Okay. So when we go through dark times, do we just run out and cheat? Like, the human race is just it's a cackle. It's a lot. Alrighty, so we have the Magician reverse in the Future position, the Strength card reverse, and then the High Priestess. Okay. Adam Levine is not 100% innocent here in this reading, but then again, we know that. But the reason why I'm saying that is because the High Priestess reverse is here. This is giving me the inclination in this reading that he was aware that this information was going to come out. And I do feel like a discussion was had. Do not do this. I'm over it. I've moved past it. I was going through a dark period in my life where I needed to go through that, but I'm over it. I'm good. So don't do all of that. Okay? So he knew that the information, based on this reading, based on the cards and using tarot, divination, and astrology, you do not have to believe in it. This is just what we're doing on this channel. He knew that this information was going to come out. Okay? He knew that. And he felt like he should have had enough foresight to stop it from happening sooner. It's like by the time he found out, it was already in motion that she was going to say something. And the reason why I'm picking up that she reacted was because that text message he sent her. You know, like I will say this about this young woman. I don't want to come for her. I do feel like in a way she just did not think that it was going to spiral into this. And she was in the haze of that. And I'm not going to judge her for that, but this was a valuable lesson for her. And also, she reacted in that way, and she went forward in revealing it because she just felt like, now you're just manipulating me and you're hurting me. I fell in love with you, and this is what you're doing, and I have to live with the fact that I made a mistake. I have to live with the fact that it can never be. I have to live with the fact that this is how I'm going to be painted as, and you have the audacity to ask me if you can name your last child with your wife after me. Okay, so she went forward in releasing it. So this was actually an impulsive thing she did. This was more so of, you know what? At this point, you're rubbing it in my face. You're never going to be with me in that way. You're never going to leave your wife and declare your love to me. And you know what? I was foolish to even think that. That's my bad. That's my L that I'm going to catch. But how dare you? So her energy is very, this is my get back. And he knew that this was coming, but he heard it too little too late, basically. So he honestly could have intercepted this, but he waited too long, and that has a lot to do with ego or feeling like, oh, she's not going to do that. And then when he caught on, it's like it was already too late. She was going to move forward with this decision. So she moved forward with the decision. She told the world. The world card showed up. Of course she did. Now, why did she do this? Did she want fame? No, she wanted to expose him. She wanted to have people on her side, okay? She also wanted to see if she can gain some opportunity from this with the Three of Pentacles here. So it's kind of like, this is a win-win for me. But you see, this is the culture, this is the climate that we're in, okay? Social media is making a lot of people that don't deserve to really be famous, but then again, who am I to say they don't deserve it? But stupid moments are making people become millionaires and billionaires, okay? That's just what's going on. She knows that. She knows the climate that we're in. She knows that this is the era of, if you're smart and you play your cards right, you can turn this around in your favor. And you can actually do your best to gain sympathy from this. And she was hoping that if I release this, more women that he has cheated on is going to start coming out. I mean, it doesn't really make anything right because all of you guys knew that he was married. But I can understand where they're coming from, because it's like, you told us one thing, we believed you. And then it turned out to be something else. And I ended up just having an emotional scar about it. And I will say, I do sympathize with women. To an extent, not too much, but to an extent, in the sense of, he told me that's what it was. I believed him. Fine. But I'm sorry, until it says divorce, just don't take that risk. Please don't. Because, nah, okay? Don't take that risk. So she wanted to gain the notoriety and the attention. But no, I'm not buying the whole, I was going through a dark time when I was dealing with her. No, you were having fun. Because King of Wands, okay, you were having fun with her. You were overwhelmed with how you were going to pay. He was overwhelmed with how he was going to pay money. Yes, he was overwhelmed about finances. He was overwhelmed about, how am I going to release more music? Things are changing. So the dark time in his life was, okay, Spirit, fine. The dark time in his life was the money issues, or the uncertainty of what he's going to do to generate more income. I do feel like he's an artist, like in a sense of maybe he's into painting, or he's into like buying very expensive art and reselling it. That's something that he could be very good at. I don't know why I felt art for him. but that's something that he should look into. So fine, fine. I will be fair because I'm hearing spirit check me now. Fine. He was going through a dark time. Because I'm like, how you going through a dark time, but you over here cheating and shit? You're going through a dark time. But yes, fine. I see what's going on. Thank you, Spirit. I love you. Thank you to the divine. Thank you for God for always checking me. Because, I just don't like the excuses. But yes, he was going through a dark time. He was telling the truth. Because he was going through money woes. So what do men do when they go through money woes? They try to see if they still got it by pursuing a beautiful woman. It's like a little testosterone ego thing. So what is to come with this woman? She heals and she's gonna get opportunities. I mean, we're in the climate for that. She's gonna get opportunities. She's gonna be able to turn this around in her favor. Yup, a bad situation turned good. She gets recognition, and she is going to be another model or another person that's going to gain a lot of attention from being connected to an A-list celebrity or B-list celebrity or whichever, and that's going to shoot up her career if she plays her cards right. So she wasn't going to do it. I do feel like she was just going to let it go, but I'm sorry. You sending her some stupid text message talking about how that's a bit much. So that's what sent her over the edge, because I don't feel like she was going to intentionally do it. Okay. So yeah, 4 of Wands. She's going to capitalize off of this. That's just what it's going to be. And he gave her the room to do that. So, show me Adam Levine and his wife. No, actually, no, show me his wife. How does his wife feel about this? She has a very calm energy about her. The 8 of Pentacles. She's keeping her head below the ground. She's focusing on herself. Strength. She's doing her best to ignore what's going on. She knows what's happening. It's embarrassing and humiliating her. Okay. Guys, she's very focused on herself. She's very focused on herself. Yeah, the Empress card. This is her right now. So, of course, baby and everything like that. She's very much so, you know what? I cannot focus on his antics. I cannot focus on what he's got behind. I can't focus on that. I have to focus on my kids. I have to focus on my money. I have to focus on what's in front of me. I have to keep the family together. And I'm going to do that with or without him. So it's giving very much so he's on one side of the house and she's on the other side of the house, or they're not even sharing the same space together. She's very, very quiet and very, very about her kids. There is sadness here, but she's pouring that into what she has to get done, okay? She is going through the motions of this with the Queen of Cups, the Knight of Swords. I don't feel like she's in the house. She either moved out or she left in a haste out of just frustration. Yeah, I think she did something impulsively where she just disconnected herself to focus on family, or she's contemplating that. I'm not seeing a divorce or a separation, but if anything, they already live separate lives, or they are doing different things at this moment to move past this. Therapy is going to be discussed. I wasn't expecting this from Adam Levine, but I'm getting this very cold, it's in the past, let it go type of energy from him. And I don't know. You think you have someone figured out, and then you pull cards, and then it's something else. I don't like that energy I just felt. It felt very, really? It felt very, she just wants a moment. It happened a long time ago. But the message wasn't a long time ago. So she has a decision to make. Okay, I'm just going to say it. I don't like the air of entitlement in this reading on his end. I don't like it. Because it's coming off as very dismissive. And I do feel like a part of it is because they are living separate lives, but it still doesn't make it right. Now, I do feel like a part of him wants to fix it. But he has this air about him. He has this thing that he does. Yeah, there it goes. He has good intentions, but he needs to release why he did it, and he needs to focus on, well, that's what happened. Okay? Because yes, there's situations that take place where, for example, when somebody gets into a crime that now they're serving all this time because it was self-defense, the end result, yes, it was terrible that it had to end that way. However, this person was under attack, so it was self-defense. And yeah, but at the end, it's still terrible. You know, and that's like the vibe that he's on. Not that he did anything crazy like that, but it's very much so, I had a moment, it was terrible, but I did it because of this. For some situations, it's justifiable. For some situations, but nobody lost their life in this scenario. So it's not justifiable. You did what you did because you could. Not because you were held up against your will or anything crazy happening. This was not a life-threatening situation. This was a decision that you made because you could make that decision. It's really that simple. But in this reading, it's like, yes, I did it, but I did it because of this. So let's focus on why I did it and not why it happened. What? And you know, you'd be surprised, a lot of people do that. A lot of people want to focus on, well, I only did it because you did this to me. And it's like, okay, but that doesn't make it right for you to do that, because I would never do that to you. Right? So this is that air of, I was not expecting that in this reading. No, I was not. Because I would hope that he would be more sympathetic. And to an extent he is. But he wants his emotions and his feelings to be validated. Which in a way is making him be very dismissive towards how his wife could feel about all of this. Whether they're living separate lives or not. And if they're living separate lives, because that's what it's looking like in this reading, there's a reason for it. And this is only justifying why they're in this place right now. So I'm not really seeing a divorce or anything like that, but they have to figure this out, sending them blessings. But that's what it's looking like. The girl already did enough damage as it is, all because of him. And he has to take responsibility here. He has to take responsibility. It can't be, I did this because you hurt my feelings, that's why I cheated on you. But get over it because I want my family and I want to figure it out. And that happened a long time ago. That's so, I'm rich and deal with it. This is just what happens, but that doesn't mean that I love her. You were going to name the child after. Again, you think you have someone figured out. This was a valuable lesson. He was going through a dark time, but it's tying into the entitlement in this reading. That he has to accept that he's wrong. You know, he has to accept that he's wrong. And I feel like he's saying that to his fans because it's the right thing to say. But behind closed doors with her, like, is that really what you're saying? Because you're kind of talking about other stuff into why you did it. Just say you're sorry and don't bring up that other stuff to make me feel like it's my fault that you stepped out on the marriage. That's insane. But people that are guilty, they do that because they can't handle being the bad guy 100%. They can't handle being wrong, especially if they were going through a hard time. It's like you got to take responsibility for that. And then everything else will start to repair itself. Because if you do, then it's acknowledging how it's going to make her feel. And then as you guys are acknowledging how it made her feel, and through therapy, you guys can talk about how certain things made you feel. You know? And it's their life. They can go forward with that. But let me know what you guys think about my take on it, and how do you guys feel about this reading? What do you guys think about Adam Levine? What do you guys think about the situation? And I would love to hear your input on it. But learned a valuable lesson. Never underestimate anyone, and never judge a book by its cover, ever. You can read the book and it can be amazing, or you can read the book and it's awful. Because I was judging a book by its cover, and it's like, oh, this is a pretty picture, he seems to be this type of guy, and then you read the book and it's bullshit. Anyways, I love you guys so much, and don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this intuitive reading that I did for Adam Levine and his situation. And I'll talk to you guys later. Bye, guys.